what if you want prosperity, but you ain't trying to do all that work? Then what? Then what? And I was like, what is the answer? Because I really relate. Hey y'all, it's Chimdi. So I just finished recording 2 20-minute videos. Literally my throat hurts from the talking and the loud laughter and exclamations from 2, in my opinion, we'll never know, amazing, entertaining, wise, insightful, lovely, funny, great videos. Lost to space and time. Lost to space and time. I had a beautiful plan. I've been rereading The Law of Attraction, the one with Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, all that. I've been reading this section about segment intending, which is essentially when you sort of, before you kind of start a next chunk of your day, you just pause and you connect to what you want to happen for the rest of your day. So I just finished recording these amazing YouTube videos and I was ready to go on with my day. I made myself a cup of tea. I was gonna take out the trash. I was gonna make myself some dinner. I was gonna watch a movie. Like, I was working through the whole thing, right? I come back over here, I check my camera, and I see that the new microphone I just bought a new microphone because after 3 years, my last one was getting a little fuzzy. Probably should have changed the brand, but it's fine. Bought the exact same one again. And I checked my microphone. It was turned off. It was turned off. Ooh, the disappointment. And I'm laughing. I'm the kind of person where when something kind of shocking happens or surprising happens or whatever else, my first response is just to kind of laugh, you know? And so I'm just like, oh my gosh, like just like this. I'm like, I really just, you know, like that's the energy I was in. And my second default mode, whenever something happens that's unexpected or not what I planned, is to immediately think about how the thing that will come as a result or after that will be so much better and will have all of these surprises and will be more than what I can consider. And I start trying to think of how what could come could be better. So I was like, well, I could re-record the videos and then I could have this energy of defeat as the seasoning, or I could re-record, and because I've already recorded them once, I've already fleshed out all the ideas, and so it'll go by even faster and I'll be even more eloquent, and maybe I'll even connect to even deeper insights than I had the first time. So I was like, maybe I could do that. And then I thought I could make a video on a completely different topic, you know, because I was like, I'm not ending this day without a video. I spent, no. So we're walking away with something. And I was like, oh, maybe I could actually change the topic of the video. And I could talk about this idea that it is a choice to be happy. And I was talking to my sister about graduate school and how I essentially just did graduate school for clout. But I took one class that was amazing for the one lesson it taught me, which was that our outer circumstances do not control how we react. Like, we decide how we are going to move and feel in any moment. We don't have to give our power away to external circumstances. And when I shared it with her, it really resonated. And I think I've mentioned it in other videos, but I know folks watch the videos they watch. And so I want to share it again because what I saw was that this experience was giving me a chance to practice exactly that. Because there's totally a version of me from a few years ago who would have realized that I had lost 40 minutes of YouTube videos and really felt a way about it. Really would have been angry and disappointed and blaming, and you should have checked the mic before you started, and went down a really negative pathway. And I referenced this in talking about, I was having some trouble with editing recently, and instead of seeing it as a sign to chill and stop working on vacation, I was like, how is this actually for me? This is so I can promote my YouTube challenge that I'm doing for the month of January because I'm a creative coach. This is a way for me to promote this challenge I'm doing for my community where we're like meet together for a month. We'll be in a WhatsApp group. We'll have daily accountability, editing sessions, live trainings, group coaching. It's gonna be an amazing time. If you're interested, sign up in the description box. I was like, that was why God made this executive decision to mess with my editing, right? But that was always my mindset, is like, how is this actually for me? And it's one thing to say that and to do that and to talk about that when things are awesome. When things are good, it's so easy to be like, we're gonna take the negative and turn it into a positive, like all that, right? It's a very different thing when you're like, oh, this is a moment. This is one of those moments. And it's cool because I am still doing it. I am still here making a YouTube video. I am still in a pretty good mood. And I also know that this video wouldn't exist if it had not been for that experience. And literally every single thing that happens for the rest of my day, for the rest of my life, is just a little bit different because of these two videos not existing. As someone who does look for signs everywhere, part of me is like, is something I said in those videos not quite ready to be? Is the fruit not quite ripe to be plucked and turned into content for the internet? Or, because those videos were pretty light and fun. I feel like they weren't super intense and heavy. They were just like kind of joyful, good videos. Or could it be that there is a deeper, more honest, more authentic way of being that I actually wasn't accessing in those videos? And when I think of the kind of content I want to create and the stuff I want to put on the internet, it's actually really important to me that it feels super grounded and super connected, and people feel like their nervous system is regulated when they are watching me. And could it be that the frequency wasn't quite right in those videos? And even just talking about that, I feel my energy shifting and kind of coming more into my body. And I'm like, oh, maybe there was something to that. And it does make me kind of reflect on what's something that does have more emotional impact that I can maybe share in this video that would resonate, that I maybe didn't share in those other two videos. And I have thought of something, which is the process that I did earlier today. So I've been doing this thing thanks to the wonderful Joe Dispenza, where twice a day I connect to an elevated state of gratitude or joy or love or compassion. And I do it because I read a blog that he wrote where he talks about how he studied that for a group of participants, probably one of his retreats, because it was over 4 days. And they connected to these higher states for 10 minutes, 3 times a day. At the end of the 4 days, their cortisol levels, their stress levels had went down by 3 standard deviations, which is like a research term for like, basically it's significant if something moves by 1 standard deviation. So 3 is a big deal. And also some like immunoglobulin thing that's good for your immune system, like it went up by 50%. So basically in the course of 4 days, just connecting to these higher states brought these really beautiful changes. I read that and I was like, I want to do that. Like I can connect to elevated levels of joy and love and all these things, right? I've been doing it now. I'm on day 4. I've been doing it for the last couple of days. What I've noticed is that I will be in, I think, what is a elevated level of joy and happiness and peace. You know, like it's not my sort of default. It's like, oh, I'm really grateful. I'm really happy. And what I'll do is I won't assume that that's what Joe's talking about, though it may be. I assume he means when you are like sobbing because you are so happy. And as someone who I guess now loves sobbing and also truly feels like that's when you know it's real. When you are crying tears for whatever reason, that's when it's real. That's been the standard that I've then been using for myself. So twice a day, I intentionally cry, which sounds a little intense as I say it out loud, for about 5 to 10 minutes so I can get to these truly elevated levels of joy and compassion and peace. And I love it, right? Because I'm connecting to a very, very deep sense of like profound love and feeling the angels and the saints and the spirit team just loving me. Like, it's great. So I like how it feels. You know, it doesn't feel like a lot to me, but I sensed at the same time that there was something else kind of pushing me a little bit to like do this practice. And I was like, what is going on? And now I know from being in the world of manifestation and all these things that the feeling is the secret on some Noel Goddard. Is that right? Neville. Awesome. I've been watching my Great British Bake Off and Noel is one of the judges. My Neville Goddard, I know feeling is the secret. I know when it comes to manifestation, you match the frequency of the things you want, and the things we want them because they're going to bring us joy and gratitude. And so if we match these higher frequencies of joy and gratitude, we'll get what we want. And so of course I want my immunoglobulin. I I didn't Google to see if that was the word. Of course I want that to go up. We love a healthy immune system. But obviously what I was really after was all the amazing manifestations that would come from me having this kind of practice. And so I was doing it this morning and I was connecting to this, state of gratitude and joy and all these things. And I connected to my gratitude angel. It's really cool because usually I find myself like kind of having a conversation when I'm talking to my spirit team. But with the gratitude angel, I just like connect and there's like an immediate seeing kind of thing that happens. And it's like a very like wordless, like, now you understand what's going on. And so I connected and I understood like, oh, part of me is still thinking through this practice that this is what I have to do to earn my blessings, to earn my opportunities, to earn the things and experiences and relationships that I will be grateful for and that I am grateful for. This is the trade-off. This is me. This is my payment, essentially. And I wasn't really understanding that I don't have to do anything for love and blessings and opportunities. That is something that I've realized I have been walking with, is on some deep level still thinking that there is this tit for tat exchange and not being fully like relaxed into the abundance of life and of God and of love and of opportunities and of prosperity and all these things. Like there was this part that was like intellectually sure, but actually you do need to do something. And what you need to do is weep, essentially. And I've talked about this in a previous video, this idea of feeling that that was the relationship I had with God was, oh, I've got to process all this trauma. I've got to like dig in the mud through all of these hard things that I've been through. And once I do that, then I can have the light on the other side. And I feel like in my process today, it was revealed like, no, no, and I'm like, really? There's almost like a comfort in knowing that there's something for me to do, because then I can rest in that. Like I did my part. Or I would say, I can't be blamed if I don't get what I want because I did my part. And to sort of relax and be like, oh, that's really not how it works, was really interesting, And as I reflect, I feel how this is a level of authenticity and vulnerability that I wasn't really getting to in those other videos that will never see the light of day. And I had been doing some journaling earlier, and I was remembering how people would say about my videos and my channel that it is very vulnerable, and how I didn't think that, but actually I'm starting to think that. I'm starting to think that. I'm like, this is really vulnerable. I was talking to the wonderful Doreen, and we were talking about neglect because they suggested I make a video about that. And I had an amazing process because they asked me to make a video, and I still haven't made the video, and I want to make the video, but a part of me is like, I don't know if I actually do, like I don't know if that's actually something I need to do, is to turn it into content, like if it feels right, I will, but I don't need to actually be like bearing my soul for these videos kind of thing. But there are things that, like the process I had today, where I've come to some insight and I'm like, I want y'all to know about this because it really helped me and it changed me, and it's not still painful or alive in some way. So maybe that gives me something to consider in terms of neglect and some of these other topics. Wow. See, this is why I was looking to see what the time is and I got distracted by my own face. Can you see this eyeshadow? I'm wearing a pink eyeshadow. This is from the Juvia's Place Culture Palette. Really proud of myself, guys. Really proud of myself. Thank you, Patreon people. I didn't thank you in the beginning. Thank you so much. One of the videos that I made was actually the video that I shared the script on the Patreon. It was that video, and it was great, and it was fun, and it was 20+ minutes. It's fine. If I want to, I can still make it. I have all the information. But you know how it is when things flow through emergently, I do think the thing about not earning blessings or love is really powerful. And what helped me understand, come to that connection, is as I was rereading the Law of Attraction book, it also talks about how they asked the question, which is like, which was truly made for me. It was like, what if you want prosperity, but you ain't trying to do all that work? Then what? Then what? And I was like, what is the answer? Because I really relate. I got this super cool, I'm in the midst of this super cool consulting gig. It's so awesome and it's so easy and fun, and I'm being paid very well and I love it. And I remember when the opportunity first presented itself to me, I literally didn't think about the work element at all. And so my sister after the call was like, oh, how did your call go with the company? And I was just like, you know, I hadn't considered that I was gonna be working. Like, I just thought that they were gonna just give me money. I really didn't put two and two together. But it's fine because I do enjoy work. I do like working. I have a good time. It's work that I like doing. It's easy, it's fun, it's great. So it's coaching too, so it's awesome. Like, all of my needs are being met, but it did make me laugh because I was like, oh, I really had not considered the working element of this. And essentially what the book said was like, you have to decouple the two. Like, if you understand that you deserve prosperity, just full stop, you will have it. If you believe that you have to work to have prosperity and you don't like working, you don't want to work, you're not going to have the prosperity. But if you believe you have to work for prosperity and you like working, then you'll have it, you know? So it's truly just about not being in conflict, not being in contradiction, you know? In reading that, I was like, oh, I believe in prosperity for its own sake. I believe that I just deserve prosperity just because. And then in doing this process, it showed me, it's like, you do up to a point, but then there are these other more subtle ways, more energetic ways where actually you do think that like there's a pound of flesh that like must be served in order for you to have these things. And I was like, oh, okay, got it. And I gotta say, this is my at least second time reading this book, and I have been super engaged with all of the online Abraham Hicks stuff, and it was a real reminder to me that truly as we change, we're ready to hear things in a new way, because the things that I'm reading in this book are landing in a totally new way, which I'm very grateful for. I'm gonna leave it at that. My throat hurts, my battery's dying. I love you. Thank you, subscribers. Let me know in the comments what amazing insights you've come to recently, because I'd love for this to be a mutual thing. Bye!